Marvel's latest TV series, Moon Knight, has just dropped, and let me tell you, it was very weird, very trippy, very psychedelic, a bit scary, and I enjoyed it. I won't lie to you and consider this your spoiler warning before going in. It opened up really, really slowly, but there's a payoff somewhat at the end. Normally, Marvel has released 2 episodes in the beginning to kind of give us a deeper bite into what they're producing. It's just a guess, just my guess, that there's going to be a ton of cameos and Easter eggs coming up. I take this as a good sign that we only got a episode 1, and I'm all for it. I'm a huge Egyptian nut. I studied archaeology, the mythology. I love the whole thing. And the fact that this show has so much Egyptian iconography and so much in that Egyptian lore gives it extra brownie points, but I am being biased. Some people might not like that. Some people might not even be aware of what they're talking, and it can turn a few people off. I did feel that the script was a bit weak, but that's probably by design as we're being introduced to a new character. And like I said in my trailer review, the first one, because I haven't reviewed every trailer for this series, I am not familiar with this character at all. So I don't want to come offline or pretentious or being like, oh my God, I know everything. So I am looking at this like a normal person would look at it. Now, after I see this series, I do plan to go back and read the comics, but I think it would have given my review a disservice because I do want to come off in this review as a noob, because I am a noob to this character. And to just go back and do a bunch of comic reading just to seem like, oh, I knew about this character all along, I think it's a little bit weak, a little bit ungenuine. So if you want to roast me, but I feel for me, it'll give you a better review as how I see it from someone that knows nothing about this character. I'm not going to bore you guys with a plot breakdown. Go out and check it out. It's 40 minutes. It's just an introduction as to how Oscar Isaac's character, he has like 3 different personas in this thing, how he ends up realizing the inner power that he possesses. And that's basically it all the way to the end, which we get the payoff. I enjoyed Oscar Isaac's performance in this first episode, along with what I'm assuming is the villain of this show, or maybe he's just the fake villain until we get introduced to the actual villain of this show, played by the talented Ethan Hawke. It kind of had that, well, it hasn't been released yet, but from the trailers, a Doctor Strange dark kind of sense to it. Very trippy as far as the visuals of it, how he keeps on falling asleep and waking up in different places, and how he falls in and out of consciousness for Moon Knight to come out and save him, which was kind of funny. I don't know why I thought of Deadpool or the Hulk when I was doing. I'm like, I could imagine that that's what's going on in their head. So I found that kind of comical, even though he has this deep voice, like, oh, look at this, what do they call them? The parasite. So they look as, well, they're God. I'm assuming he's a god, so he must look at us as parasites. So I thought it was pretty funny. And who knew that Moon Knight was a little bit of a simp? Well, or romantic. Let me rephrase that. With the roses and the chocolate when he was meeting up with his date, even though he was 2 days late due to Moon Knight taking over. So I thought that was pretty comical. But depending on your perception or view, he's either a simp or a romantic. I bet for the ladies, he's a romantic because it's Oscar Isaac. So all in all, I thought it was a strong episode. Maybe not as strong as WandaVision's first 2 episodes. Yes, 2 episodes compared to 1. It's not fair for Moon Knight. And I don't think as strong as Loki, but I would rank it as far as number 3 on my list as far as the shows altogether. There was some editing errors, and for a TV series, you kind of give them a pass. But when he was in that high speed chase in the mountains and he presses the brake and that huge cupcake on top of the van, the cupcake van falls off, and then in the next shot, it's gone. You could kind of say maybe it rolled down the hill, but the way the hill was, you should be able to see it. Especially the way it landed, it was slowing down. It's not like it kept on rolling. And also that when he was on his date and he showed up to the date thinking it was Friday, but it was actually Sunday, and he pulls out a smartphone, like it tells you on the phone what day it is. So when I saw that, I'm like, yo, just look at your phone and it would have told you that it was Sunday and you didn't have to bother. Now, the excuse is that Oscar Isaac is neurotic. He is suffering from lack of sleep, and he thinks he's hallucinating, that he's going insane. He can't make out what's going on with him. So maybe he is just, his mind is all over the place. And when you do suffer from insomnia, you tend to overlook the simplest thing. So I'm willing to bypass that. But when I saw that, I was like, kind of miss. But again, it's a TV series. It can be forgiven. But I know if I noticed it, I know others did too. But all in all, I'm excited for this series and where it leads and what characters it's going to introduce. What did you think about this first episode? Did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Did it leave you wanting more? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And like always, that's a wrap.